Hi, this is Mikael.
I'm Anders.
And we're from Tranquillity, and you're watching Grasser Productions.
Grasser Production today with Anders and Mikael from the Swedish band Dark Tranquillity. Hello guys, how are you?
Awesome.
How are you?
Very, very
fine.
good. Yeah.
So we are in Nürnberg, Germany today. And I saw a Facebook post that you have your own beer.
Released today.
Yeah, it's called ATOMA.
Yes.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Look.
Yeah.
It has like almost 8% of alcohol.
Yes.
It's pretty tough.
It's an imperial stout. So
How does it taste?
it tastes dark and complex
Okay.
and intriguing and interesting. Much like our band. No, but it's we figured we wanted do something a little bit different out of, because most other bands that make beer, it's usually either it's lager or IPAs or something like that. So and also this brewery, Gothenburg brewery called All In, they do amazing stouts. So I figured like we should do something really special. So it has whiskey notes in there. There's some peat and some wood, and it's really, really complex and really, really nice. So and for now, unfortunately, it's only available in Sweden, but we are working on like getting some distribution everywhere. So
I also saw it's sold in the 2112 restaurant in Gothenburg.
Yeah.
Which connection do you actually have to that restaurant?
Well, it's our friend and Anders' brother who runs it. So and Björn. So we hang out there all the time, and of course it's a rock hangout, and they have a fantastic beer selection, so it made perfect sense.
Yeah, cool.
Away from home in a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
we hang out there. We know the crowd, the people that work there. They know what we like to drink and eat. And Michael did a burger for them. And as you said, it's always my brother who's one of the owners. So we get good prices as well.
Cool. So speaking of which, can you hold that for a second?
I can.
I got something for you here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there we go.
Full beer.
I also have that one. Let me take it for you.
Beer tasting, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm thinking.
So
Is this
this
a
is
very
actually
local?
this is a local beer. It's called Culinary, and let's try it. Mhm.
Yeah. All right, skål.
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 So what do you think of it?
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. Like, it's really true to style, as most German beers are, of course.
Very drinkable.
But
Easy.
yes, perfect.
Drinkable.
Very drinkable.
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Goes down smooth. It's very good.
What do you think of the German or Bavarian beer culture in general?
I mean, it's amazing because there's so much history and I love like these really traditional styles, and especially like Hefeweizens and Weissen beers like that I find really interesting. But it's also great, like no matter where you go, you can always have a new beer because everything is so local, and it's like you go to one restaurant, they have their own beer, and then you go to the next town, they have 5 different beers.
Yeah.
So I think that is really awesome. But my passion for beer kind of started with like the American beer scene, more the really hoppy IPAs, that kind of stuff. So I guess that's my kind of favorite. But now I'm starting to really appreciate like traditional beers as well,
Yeah,
like
cool.
learning how it's made and how long the brewer's been around, all that kind of stuff. It's geeky things that I find interesting. I love it.
It's a question of when in Rome, you have when you're here, you shouldn't get a hoppy IPA. You should get the local beer, like a lager or a Pils or something like that.
Yeah.
Which it's the same thing as if you're in Mexico, you can have a Corona. If you're in Ireland, you have a Guinness, and not the other way around.
Yeah, right. You also had been to Austria, right?
Yeah.
And you tried Schnitzel and Weissbier.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can't not try that. You have to. Yeah.
It's
So it's good, and we always ask for local beers wherever we go. Like, what's the stuff I cannot get anywhere else? That's what I want to drink, So, but I'm seeing like in Austria and here in Germany, there's like this craft beer scene that's kind of coming, but it's still kind of hard to find. But I have my apps, and tools, so I can find good
Beer
beers
app?
every. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are
Cool.
quite a few, but yeah. No, but it's really good. Like, especially because you're in a new city every day, and you want to drink something good. And it's like, hey, where's the coolest nearest bar? You go, or a brewery or stuff like that. It's amazing.
Cool. So when speaking about fans or German or maybe European fans compared to the northern countries, is there any difference? What would you say?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, Germany, Austria, Holland, it's pretty much the same. It's kind of the same temperament as Nordic countries, I would say. So when you go a bit further south, you can see a little bit of difference with the Mediterranean countries and stuff like that. But here it's pretty much like home. We've been here so many times in Germany as well, so it's almost like, I mean, Central Europe is no strangers to us or us to them. So I don't really think there's much of a difference. We're all into this together.
Cool. Would you say the same? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you can always see small differences, so, but mostly it's depending on what day of the week it is. You know, a Saturday, of course, it's always better than a Sunday or a Monday. You can see like the difference in mood, but as Anders said, like when you're down south, it's always nuts. Everybody's crazy all the time.
Yeah.
Crazy from the heat, as someone wise one said. But it's always interesting to see. Like, you look at it in the crowd and it's like you see a certain kind of people, but in the end, everybody is the same. You know, everybody's here for the same reason. Yeah. Of course, which is a beautiful thing. But so it's amazing to get to see so many people like all around the world. Just see what the hell people look like and how they act when they come to a show.
Yeah, cool. Let's talk a bit more about the 2112. I read that you had your own burger. Which was sold there during February, right?
So they started like to have like a guest burger every month, and I was the first to make one, and it was really fun. Like, we talked about it for a long time, and I cook up a pretty mean burger, so I took one of my favorite recipes and just applied it there, and they are fantastic chefs, and it's without a doubt the best burger joint in town. So
you definitely have to try it when visiting Gothenburg.
Oh yeah, it goes well with our beer too.
Which burger was it actually?
No, it's a burger with it's goat cheese, and it's confit of like a little sweet marmalade kind of red onion confit, and also some cream cheese on there just to make it like really juicy and amazing. So it was tremendous. I had many.
Sounds pretty fancy.
But it is a little bit fancy, but in a good way.
Cool.
And it's done with passion. You know.
Cool. All right. Let's talk about your current tour. Your support band is called Omnium Gatherum from Finland. How do you know each other from?
From touring. I mean, before I was in the band, they toured together many times. So I met them on the road as well. But this is my first tour with them. Really good people. We just had a fantastic day in Nürnberg with some of the guys.
Yeah.
So.
What did you do today?
We drank beer.
Of course you did.
Some albums. Like, we went to a nice record store. Like, that was the main purpose, even though drinking was of course included. So
vinyl shopping.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Some vinyl nerds on the bus. Us two included.
Oh, cool. All right. So when being on tour, how much do you actually have to practice before that?
I mean, a lot. Especially on this tour, we have 2 new guitar players that haven't been with us before. So we practice heavily, but they are incredibly skilled, so they practice mostly by themselves. But it's so of course we do that. Like, you just have to, everything has to work, everything has to be prepared, and so it takes some work, you know, definitely. But it's actually it's fun, it's interesting, and especially like playing with new people, you know, like you haven't kind of been on stage with before. It creates a challenge and makes you push yourself a little bit harder as well, you know. So yeah, we spent like a long weekend of just touring these songs, and then we've been like, this tour is always we've been touring together with ATOMA on most of the time. And then we do off days like today. So then we play like 50 minutes some days and then 90 minutes others days. So of course, like, we have to practice and make sure we have all these songs that we're going to play tonight. Yeah. So it takes a bit of work, but it's fun.
Cool. So a few days ago, you also released your new single.
Yeah.
It's called The Absolute.
Yeah.
This stuff is very experimental and unusual compared to your other songs or your other kind of songwriting.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool because the album in itself, Martin produced it and we were heavily involved in how it was going to sound. But these two songs, we just left it to another producer, and he could pretty much do whatever he wanted with it and tell us how to play and how Mikael should sing, and really work the hell out of it and make it in a different direction, which is incredibly cool, I think. Just to release control for a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Very cool.
Yeah,
so
weeks of just recording the same way we always do, without a producer, just by ourselves, just taking care of everything. And we never had used a producer before at all, like in any capacity. So now we just said, since this was a guy who also works in the same studio, and he's a analog free kind of, collecting old tape recorders and stuff like that, and he has a very different way of working. We just said, do you want to give it a try? Just see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll blame you, and we won't release it. But if it's good, we take all the credit. And he was like, cool, let's do that. And it turned out great, but it was too different to be included on the album. So we figured it was so previously it's been only available on the deluxe edition of the CD, but now it's like digital, and especially we have the vinyl 7-inch now.
It's also on Spotify and all the media.
But it's fun. It was an experiment that was amazing to there were very different songs from the beginning, but then he turned them into something even more so.
So which feedback did you get so far from your fan base?
People seem to really love it, and I like that. I mean, it's obviously super different, but I guess the overall theme of our music, the same kind of melodies still do apply, even though it sounds different. So it's been amazing. I'm really happy that we did it.
Yeah, cool. Let's go back to your album ATOMA. What does the title actually imply, and who draw the artwork?
The artwork is Niklas, our guitar player. I guess he did everything for a few 5-6 albums or something like that.
More than that, maybe 7 out of 11. No, something like that, or 9 out of 11. I don't know. But most of the stuff is his. I mean, he's the graphical artist, behind everything we do, basically, from merchandise to projections and stuff.
Every drawing, T-shirts, whatnot, everything.
And so we were talking because for me it's really hard to even come up with song titles, because I write the lyrics and I go okay, this is the whole thing that I want to sing about, but kind of distill it down to a word or a sentence or something like that. A title is hard, I think, but then also the hardest part comes when you have to have a title for the entire album that kind of encapsulates the whole thing and the whole all your thoughts about what you want to say and all that. So it wasn't easy. So Niklas and I talked about it, and we tend to always do that with albums. And he always has his idea of it. And of course, since we've known each other since we were 5 years old, he understands what I'm trying to say, and he goes well, maybe it's about the beginning of something new. It also talks a lot about how insensitive we are to each other, and how territorial we are. How things should change, and we should kind of move forward from that and become better than we are. So Niklas had thought about this word ATOMA, which originally means indivisible, something that cannot be divided. And so it was used before atoms were discovered, so to speak, as something that cannot be divided. So that's why that got its name. But ATOMA is the kind of original meaning of the word, which is so indivisible. So I thought that was really nice, and it's wow, it actually totally works with the album. It feels good, and it's all right, now we got it. And I changed some of the lyrics to kind of match it, and then Niklas was now I also have an idea for a cover, and then 3 days later, done, finished.
Just popped out.
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's talk about the band Death.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I saw it was a Swedish YouTube video.
Yeah.
And it's called Vad har du i påsen?
Vad har du i påsen? Yeah.
So in English it's what do you have in your bag?
Yeah. It's a translation from I think an American thing. What's in the bag? It's called from the beginning. So it's a Swedish version of that.
Yeah.
Very cool. The classic record stores in America used to do it, like Amoeba and stores like that. So there's these guys like reinvented it in Sweden, and
so you actually talked about the album Scream Bloody Gore from 1987.
Yes, that was Anders' choice.
You picked it, right?
Yep, I did.
And when talking about that, I know that you guys love vinyls.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why did they get that popular? Again, yeah.
I think people do want something substantial. They want something to hold and read through, and and it kind of of course it goes in circles, whatever you want to go, or cycles. Since like CDs was a great thing at the time, but then that disappeared, and now you have nothing to kind of show for. You buy an album or you listen to an album, but just stream it off your streaming service, whatever. It's like, it's fine. It's fine for a lot of music, and I love to be able to have that in my pocket, listen to all the music in the world. But the stuff you really care about, and also then you better have like that physical thing in your hand, and also for me, I like supporting artists. I know that will garner a lot more income for the band. So going out and buying my favorite albums, I would, I'd rather do that, than I could stream it in my car, but I would still have the physical copy at home, that kind of thing. So I think that's why, like.
I agree with all that. That's because I've never stopped buying vinyl at all from then when I started. But I work in a record store, and I see that mostly it's young people around 20 that buys the most new vinyls, and I think that's a direct reaction to they're being tired of they're being tired of streaming. They don't want 40,000 million songs on shuffle. They want to listen to an album actively.
Because it's something special. Also.
And you have to listen. You have to be more active. You have to turn the page, and you can't do anything while you're listening. So you can read the lyrics and check the artwork. And I think it's a somewhat of a reaction to streaming, or obviously they still do that. I do that as well. But when you really want to listen to something, you sit down, you listen to the album from beginning to end. You can't skip songs or put in different order, which is very important, I think. So I see it kind of hopeful for the future, that young people are into albums again,
cool.
Not just random songs.
So how many vinyls do you have at home? What do you think?
I don't know. I sold it when I was young and broke. I sold a lot, but it's over 1,000.
Yeah, really.
I haven't counted them. It's too many.
What about you?
I lost a lot of along the way, but I have a lot of like when moving and stuff like that. It's like, now these I don't need anymore, and then like bought all the CDs, and then I sold some stuff, but not too much. So I have like a couple of hundred or 1,000 or something. I haven't counted. Like some of them are in my attic, some of them in the basement, but all the really good ones are in my apartment. So but it's but I'm not a collector per se. It's not like I have to have everything, I have to have all these different editions and stuff like that. It's just really good stuff that I love, and especially like new bands, and new stuff that I dig.
Let's talk about newcomer bands. Do you have any advice for them, or what's maybe the most important thing a new band should be aware of?
You always go to Frank Zappa and say, "Don't do it." but no, I mean just play, pretty much. Write your songs, play it, and practice them, and get out to play in front of people, because one gig is more than 10 rehearsals. So just keep at it. Just do what you want to do, and play.
Maybe even if it's only 15.
Doesn't matter. It could be one. Just invite your friends to the rehearsal place, and just pretend it's a show in the beginning. It's just keep on playing. That's pretty much it.
Don't rush, like, because a lot of bands, they have this plan, like, we gotta have the cool logo and the cool look and the cool photos and the nice web page, and then it's like, we don't have a sound yet, like they just keep practicing and keep playing till you find your own thing, because there are 200 million bands out there that wants to be something, and they have this, they aspire to kind of be a part of a scene or be a part of a movement, whatever. But it's not until you show that you have something new to offer that you actually get kind of noticed, So I always tell bands, like, just keep playing before you don't rush into the studio just to get something out there, just to have a song on YouTube, whatever, or it's like, wait a little, just record for yourself, listen to it, give it some time, and then you realize, maybe it sounds a little bit too much like this band or that band. Then you kind of go back and redo things, and eventually you will find your own identity, and then it becomes really interesting,
So what makes you special as a band?
Us? I don't know, but no, but I guess our intention was to kind of combine all the different genres that we loved into something that was a little bit different, and kind of challenge the norm of death metal at the time, like having to be more melodic and maybe like more technical sometimes, and just like something different that we felt was lacking, and we didn't want to write about horror movies, we wanted to do something more substantial and that kind of thing, and so everything was about being original and different. That was the main goal, and that meant we had to play for years before we felt confident in that. So I think that's a good thing, at least for us.
Okay.
Worked out.
All right, last question for today.
All right.
What else can we expect of you in 2017? So.
Well,
which further plans do you have?
First, we have to survive this tour. We still have over a month to
survive
go.
It?
Yeah, it's a long tour. We're still over 3 weeks away from the first day off, and then we have some more weeks. So it's over a month still to go. Then we have some festivals.
Yeah, then festival season kicks in, of course. That's going to be fun.
Do you also play festivals in Germany?
We do. This one.
Oh, summer recent.
Yes. Yeah, that we do, and that's going to be awesome. Love that festival. It might be my favorite out of all festivals. And we do a couple more, and so that's going to be amazing. And then we head back to America, and then we do another tour there in South America and all that. And then I guess we take some time off for Christmas, and then we're going to do another European tour.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, at the beginning of next year, I think.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you. Tack så mycket.
Skål.
Skål för fan. Skål. Eller var det så? Nej, det var inte. Nej.
Bye bye.